Hi guys, Joy here, spiritual guide. I'm here to help you on your awakening journey. It is my intention to share my truth. I am one opinion out of many. Please take it or leave it. And I wanted to formally introduce myself and tell a little bit of my story so that you know who I am a little bit. And I have kids in school and my dogs are with me, so just letting you know that if you hear any strange noises. Let's see here. I will start just briefly. I was born here in Southern California in Riverside, and I was very shy as a child. I hid behind my parents' legs most of the time. I do remember that. And I remember being very sensitive all the time. I remember I pick up on people's vibes. I've always picked up on people's vibes since I can remember. And I was scared a lot because I didn't know how to control my feelings, and I didn't have any guidance or direction on how to, channel my gifts in a positive way or how to close portals that were open. And I experienced a lot of attacks. When I was a child, I was always afraid of the dark. I would hear things, I would see things, and I was always kept in fear. So eventually I learned how to just disassociate from my gifts. And it wasn't easy. But because I was always so sensitive, and I would go to school and I would be bullied, and I would be made fun of in early ages, not so much. But later in life, I was bullied, and I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I also could see the air. No one talked about it, so I didn't talk about it either, because I learned very early that not everybody felt the way I did. Not everybody was experiencing life like I was experiencing it. And I was carrying around a lot of pain from being bullied, and it's hard to say because I just recently found out that I was neglected. So I learned early that I wasn't really able to trust other people. People that said were my friends, I was super naive. Super naive. I basically wanted to buy people's friendship. And unfortunately, I felt like they made me. They didn't just offer me friendship. I had to do stuff to get friends. So I learned early that I had to do something to get a result. And I did that. I mean, that's the way I lived up until I got sober, So that through elementary and middle school was very difficult. High school was even more difficult because I was awake, and I was awake in high school, and I didn't like being under control. I didn't like being told what to do. I didn't like being in a set schedule. I wanted to do things differently. And I wasn't allowed to. And I knew I was here to change things. I didn't know how. I didn't know why. I didn't know where it came from. But I just knew. And because I wasn't able to do that, I ended up being in addiction. And I stopped going to church. Oh yeah, I was raised a Baptist. I accepted Jesus into my heart at 6 years old. And So my parents were very religious and Baptist, Southern Baptist. And so I know all of the old hymns, and I really do love Jesus. That is 100%. And when I was able to grow and learn that Jesus was a real person, that just made me so happy because my beliefs were confirmed, that the signs my parents had hanging around, Jesus was my friend, that's all real. We are friends with Jesus, I'll get into that later. But so I grew up in Baptist churches and I learned that people can treat you just as badly in church, if not worse, and same in school. So here we go, churches and schools I'm forced to go, and I'm treated horribly, and it was terrible. So when I was older, I kind of just stopped going. I ran away because I didn't want to be forced to do things I was uncomfortable with, where I was feeling pain, and my family didn't seem to realize that. And so 14, 15 years old, I discovered boys. I discovered that the stoners in high school, the ones that smoked next to the locker room, accepted me and they loved me for who I was. They had my back. My boyfriend started yelling at me and they yelled at him and made him leave. And I never had that before. And here I was, 14, 15, deciding to hang out with the people that party because they're the ones that accepted me. They're the ones that I feel are other light workers. They felt the same way I did. They were dealing with it the same way I was. They were coping. I was coping. And now I had somebody to hang out with, not the best crowd, unfortunately, but that was my crowd. And so I dropped out of high school. I was doing drugs. I started meth. When I started meth, I got addicted, no doubt. And come to find out that the feeling it gives you is basically like the Kundalini awakening. It's the same feeling. So I was chasing a feeling that I could have had naturally if I just would have been taught the correct things. If I would have been taught about my chakra system, if I would have been taught about our energy. Life is energy. So anyways, back to meth. Unfortunately, I was out there running amok and paying off karmic debts for about 8 years. And I got sober. I was 22 years old. And finally, I was able to get off of meth. I was just so hooked on it because of the feeling it gave me. I was addicted to meth because it made me feel like 100% normal. I don't know how to say it. I felt normal when I was on meth. That's sad. Okay. That's what life had made me, right? Okay. That's what separation feels like. It's an illusion. It's not real. So I got sober at 22 years old. And I got sober because I was arrested. And I was in jail in Banning, California, in the RSAT program, Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Program. And B was my counselor there. I loved her so much. I still do. Maybe I'll find you someday. And anyways, I learned a lot. Getting sober was the best thing because it got me into AA. And after a few hoops I had to jump through, I went and I was in a sober living, and I was able to get on my feet, learn how to live, learn how to cook, learn how to clean, have a house, take care of myself, have a job, get a car, you know, the milestones that we're supposed to go through in this life, right? All 3D, but still fun and rewarding nonetheless. Get your driver's license, get a car, get a job, rewarding. I started at the bottom. I've worked at Del Taco, Taco Bell, McDonald's, you name it, Carl's Jr. And that is really when I was able to get rid of a lot of pain. I was able to deal with a lot of pain that I had been carrying around. And it helped me so much. It helped me have a spiritual awakening. And I was able to continue to stay sober. I haven't touched meth ever since. I never will. I can't stand it. It makes me feel ugly and dirty and disgusting. That stuff almost killed me, And just trying to hang on to that feeling that it gave you of oneness. You feel like a whole person. Feel no pain, no suffering. You feel a burning desire, energy, euphoria. And that's what it felt like. But let me just say that that feeling was very fleeting, and it doesn't stay. And you end up chasing that feeling, and it goes away because there's so much more pain that you're causing while you're trying to chase that feeling. So honestly, getting sober and being able to not have to chase the bag, not have to do terrible things to stay high, it's worth it. Working the 12 steps is worth it. I did a lot of sponsoring as well. I sponsored a lot of other ladies, helping them get sober too, and working the 12 steps. When I really woke up in 2020, I woke up by watching outofshadows.org. And it was the weekend before Easter. And then I watched Fall of, with Janet Ossebaard. Ossebaard. Her videos are up on BitChute. Anyways, highly recommended, please, if you haven't seen them. And I was able to put everything together with what I was learning, what I've already learned. What I had been putting myself through was just paying off karmic debts. We have contracts with each other. My parents' contracts were expired and they had to leave this earth. Yes, did I take care of them until the end? Yeah, it was my honor. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I found out that 17 is real, and I learned that I needed to do my own research, that I couldn't take anybody on the TV. I couldn't just take that word for it. I needed to go out and look for myself, and that's what I did. That's what I've been doing, I found Elizabeth April, and my life changed. Yes, we're having to deal with all this outside stuff. Yes, I'm in California where it's locked down. Yes, we're being forced against our free will to do things we don't want to do, like wear a diaper on our face when we need to breathe. We need to breathe air. We're ascending. We need to breathe. We need oxygen. All this conditioning, all this conditioning. We need to just start washing off all this outside conditioning that we've been receiving. My beliefs have completely changed. I have been told I was in a cult. But honestly, I woke up and my belief systems changed because I went back to my roots. I already went back to what I already know. I went back to what I already knew on the inside, So 17 is real, you guys. Okay, all 17 is information. People get that information and they try to put the dots together, okay? And that's just regular people. Researchers. There's thousands of researchers out there. and all of our original information was censored. But because of that, we were able to build platforms where you could still see it. So the truth is out there. It's just not on mainstream. It's not on mainstream. It's not going to be on mainstream. Okay? Unfortunately, they are bought and paid for. The higher ups spend trillions of dollars to keep people in the dark. It's not going to be easy for us to tell the truth because of our first censorship amendment rights. I'm saying things backwards on purpose. So, yeah. I had an account that was 13 years old on Facebook. I created in 2009. Everything on my page was genuine. And I did the research to find that out. We all have to wake up, you know? That's why we're here. That's why I'm here speaking. I'm here speaking because I was cut off and deleted. And I have a voice. I have a story to tell. I have a nudge from above. I have been running from my calling my entire life. Now is the time for me to be authentic. Now is the time for me to tell the truth. Now is the time for me to step out of my shell. Now is the time for me to tell you what's going on. I woke up so that I could tell you what's going on and I could help you. I'm here to help you on your awakening journey. It is my intention to trigger an awakening in you, whether it be a seed or whether it be a spiritual awakening. Boom. I'm here to help you. I know that my God is a bigger God than I originally thought. Amen to that. And every day I get to wake up and be my authentic, magical self, whether anyone likes it or not. And it's taken me a long time to get here. 43 years. So who am I? Well, I'm a light worker. I'm a starseed. I came here to help people wake up. I have this feeling, this burning in me that tells me I can't be told what to do. Okay. It's not just being stubborn. It doesn't come from earth. It comes from a higher place. Okay? I think the most important lesson you can learn is to listen to your own resonance, because there's so much information going on out there that's not authentic. Let's just put it this way. There's a lot of misinformation going on out there, and you need to be able to tell what is real and what is not. How can you do that if you only use your mind? It doesn't work that way. If the information doesn't resonate with you, it probably doesn't need to stay with you. I am going to wrap it up, but I wanted to come out and introduce myself because I am so scared. I'm so scared of being judged. I'm so scared of failing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take that leap. I'm here to help you. I'm not alone. I know that you resonate with me. I know that you feel what I'm saying. And I want you to know that the separation feeling from God is completely an illusion, because God is in you already. What they're doing is distracting you outside so that you won't go within. But you need to come within to find God. God's in you, in your heart chakra. You need to clear your heart chakra. It's so important, and I'm here to help you do that. If you're watching the news and it's confusing and scaring the crap out of you, I think you should probably turn it off. So I did want to say, having worked the 12 steps, I was able to clear the wreckage of my past, and I took formal steps in order to get to where I am today. And I think it's super important to take a leap of faith right now, especially when we want to create something. Just do it. Don't hesitate. We have so much creative energy right now. In conclusion, I would just like to say that everybody has their own path, and it's important to honor that path. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Please click on like and subscribe, and please share if it resonates with you. I love you so much. The best is yet to be.